Good morning, everybody. This is Eric from Exigent Technologies with another update for our On IT blog and also our technical training. We had an incident this morning where a customer has a device which has gone end of support and is a potential security threat in the environment. So we've had an agreement with the customer to take that device offline. In this case, it's a Vista machine. They took it offline for a short time and then put it back. And at this point, we're going to implement some blocks in the firewall based on that device's MAC address to kind of prevent it from getting out any further. So to do that, I've logged into the SonicWALL and I've got the device MAC address. So we're going to go out to address objects where I've created that device. And you'll see here I created this one alias called end of support blocked Vista, and then the last 6 of the MAC address, which you see out here. To enable us to do this kind of in broader scale, I also created a group called end of support blocked devices, and I added that device to the group. So I'm going to build the rules based on the group, and that way should we need to add more items to this over time, we'll simply just add them to the group, and the group will essentially manage blocking those across the board. So I've already done one block rule, but I'm going to do one more, because what I found is when I first set up the block rule, and we'll look at the firewall here, and I did this from the matrix view just because it's a little bit easier, but basically from the LAN to the WAN, I created a deny that says if the source is anything in that group, and the destination is anywhere for any service, deny it. And I added a comment that says, is block on end of support devices due to threat profile. What's interesting though is I didn't see any traffic on it, which to me means it hasn't crossed that block rule. So I decided to do a packet capture and see if that device was talking to things. Now, how did I start off with this? I went into DHCP. I found the MAC address down here, which is currently active, and I found the IP it currently has. I then went into Packet Monitor, and I created a profile. Let me move this over. That basically has that IP address as the source, anybody as the destination. I cleared the display filter, which would filter the results down from what you see, and I turned this on, and here's the capture that I got. What I noticed was that almost all of the connections were actually to TKC. They're to this 192.168.15.11 range. So to me, I got another problem, which is I need to block this on VPN. So when you set up firewall rules, they are set up based on zones. And part of the problem I have is I am blocking from the LAN zone to the WAN zone, but I'm not blocking from the LAN zone to the VPN zone. So I'm going to add one more policy here on LAN to VPN, and I'm basically going to go ahead and recreate the same rule I created on the WAN. So I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to say this is a deny from LAN to VPN for all services or any services where the source is my end of support devices, that group, and the destination is any. So anything on that VPN zone. Even if we added more subnets to it, this would block all of them. I could just make it the TKC network, but I'd prefer to just block the entire zone. Whoops, sorry, here. So I'm going to say any, and I'm going to do the same comment I did before. Block ELS devices due to security threat profile. So I did it, and now I'm going to add this rule. So what'll likely happen now is we're going to see traffic, I hope, on this, unless it's not hitting the rule. It might be blocking and then not counting this, which is kind of weird. So I'm going to go back to System. I'm going to go back to Packet Monitor. I'm going to clear the current capture that I had, leave the configuration the way it is, and start running a capture again. And so what we're going to see now is pretty much every packet is being consumed and dropped by the firewall. So this is basically telling me, sorry, can't get there anymore. the drop code 39, module 26 would normally tell you the reason it was dropped, but they don't match what's actually in the documentation for SonicWALL. This should be a trav2 drop code. I don't even know what that means. It's not what these are being dropped for. They're being dropped because of policy. So I'm not sure why that's showing that way, but I can pretty much confirm at this point that we've effectively blocked out this machine's ability to get to pretty much anything. The firewall is, you can see we are not letting it get to public DNS. It's not getting out on IPv6, even though it's trying to. It's not able to get to whatever this public site is, and it's not able to get to TKC. So we've essentially shut these guys down, or this particular machine down. So before I started this, just kind of as a best practice, we're going to turn off capturing first. Let me clear this because this takes resources on the box that we don't need. But as always, when you first do this, go in, export your settings, and then create a backup. Create a backup creates it locally on the box. Export brings it down to your desktop. That way, if you need to ever recover it manually, you've got that ability to do. But that's it. So again, found the address just to at least do the packet trace. Because we're filtering on Mac, the address is really irrelevant. I just needed it to set up the capture because you can't capture based on Mac. Found out that it, was getting to the internet, was getting to TKC. Essentially created two rules in the firewall settings after I built the address object and the address group. And if we look at them all and we sort on deny, should bring them to the top, kind of across zones. So here you can see from LAN to VPN, end of support blocked devices is denied. Again, I don't know why the counters don't increment. This might even be a bug in this firmware version. And then from LAN to WAN, same thing, end of support blocked devices, and they're shut down. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope this was helpful, and if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks.